Hey guys, thanks for coming in on another episode on the Empirical Miracle channel. And we have something a little bit different to talk about today. And sorry about my backdrop, guys. I can't use my regular room because my friend PTP's up there sleeping. I want to wake him up. But today I was at the gym, and in between my sets, I'm doing research. I'm always like Googling stuff and checking stuff out. So I came across something very interesting today. So we all know that smoking cigarettes is bad for you, right? But did you know that more people in the United States die from diabetes every year than they do from smoking? In fact, if you are going to die from smoking or get ill from smoking, it has everything to do with your genetic predisposition. So depending on your genetics, you could smoke your entire life and have no effects. My step-grandma, she smoked till she was 90 something, till she died. No problems. So that's really what it depends on, guys. And really it's a conspiracy to suppress the tobacco growing industry. Okay? Now, everything that I'm telling you right now is true, except for the fact that I just made it up. So I don't know how convincing I was, but let me know in the comments if you believe me for even just a little bit maybe. But that's pretty much what we're talking about, guys, is that words are things and they have meanings and they can influence. They can do things like they can bring people up, or you can use them to manipulate and bring people down. And I actually saw that on Facebook. Somebody else did that same little thing, and it really struck a chord with me. Got me to want to do this video. But that's the thing, guys, is that there's so many things that people just believe because maybe somebody says it eloquently, and not that I speak really eloquently, but you know, if they say it with conviction, then they can manipulate you and people will just believe it. And people do that all the time with me. They hear something about me and one guy said this and they just run with it, and that's the truth. You know what I mean? And like I've said before, you know, there's two sides to every story, right? And so if only the prosecution gets to speak, and then after the prosecution rests, that's it. The jury's just going to find them guilty, right? So keep that in mind. And, you know, I see it happening everywhere, right? People just aren't capable of critical thinking anymore. So, like, you take the ice cap theory, right? That the ice caps melt, we're all going to be underwater, okay? This is something that's like common sense that I can't believe people actually believe. I mean, so global warming is real. I'm not saying global warming isn't real. The earth is heating up, but whether or not that's man-made, that's a different argument. So for millions of years, the earth is heated up, cooled down, heated up, cooled down. But if the icebergs melt, how is that going to make the ocean levels rise? I mean, the icebergs themselves are already taking up space. So if they melt it back into liquid form, how is that going to make the oceans rise? Maybe you guys can correct me on that. Maybe you have more information on it. But you know, you take stuff like a waiter at a restaurant, and they fill the glasses of ice water up to the brim, and they don't even touch them. And then they get busy, or the busters get busy, and they don't have time, you know, and those glasses are sitting there. Are they thinking, oh, shoot, man, I haven't gotten to that table in an hour. That ice probably melted, and there's water all over the place now, right? Like, that's not even a concern. And even if you take a full glass of ice, and the ice is on top of the water even, it's overflowing. When the ice melts, the water stays the same. And, you know, if anything, I think that the water levels would even go down, because when water freezes, or when any liquid freezes, it expands. It takes up more space, right? So like, if you ever taken a Coke or a beer or something and threw it in the freezer, so you're trying to get it cold fast, and then you forget about it, and it explodes. It explodes because when liquid freezes, it expands, takes up even more space. So the fact that people think that, you know, the icebergs melt and California is going to be underwater, that's just mind-boggling to me that people would think that. And it's because people are telling them. Scientists are saying this, right? I mean, we all know the corruption that's going on. They want to push this agenda. So words are things. They're powerful. You can use them to manipulate the masses, because human beings are followers by nature. They just believe what people tell them. And it's unfortunate. And so the point of this is that you can use your words to bring people up or to bring them down. And so use your words wisely, guys. Make sure that when you're speaking things into existence, literally. So if you're not using your words to uplift people, then don't even say anything. Use your words wisely. And I know people will probably say, oh, well, the haters will be like, oh, well, you go in and you just berate people and you don't use your words wisely. And that's just absolutely not true, guys. So like if I go into a public building, I don't just go in there with a chip on my shoulder and just be rude and condescending to all the employees. That never happens. If I become rude or condescending, it's not because like I'm asking for a public records request and they're just taking too long to do it and I'm being a douchebag. Hey, you need to do better. What's taking you so long? No, the reason I get that way is because they're probably just refusing to even give me a public records request. They're refusing to help a member of the public because I have a camera. Or they're just completely ignoring me and not even acknowledging my existence. That's why I do that. So when I say use your words wisely to uplift people, I don't mean that you have to be a pushover and a floor mat that people walk all over. That's not what I'm saying. You can be a spiritual individual and still be a spiritual badass, right? So make sure that when you are speaking to people that you're conscious of how you're speaking to them. So, a lot of times, even the people that you love, people get comfortable with the people that they love, right? And they speak to them in a manner that they wouldn't speak to even a stranger. But you don't even know the stranger, right? So be aware of that, because especially the people that you love, because I could care less about what other people say. I care to a small degree, but I really care about what people say to me that I care about, that I love. And their words have the ability to make or break me. And I know some people will say, well, that whole thing, sticks and stones may break my bones type thing, but words will never hurt me or whatever. Yeah, that's true to an extent. Some people say, oh, just don't be a pussy or something. I guess you could, like, let's say if somebody got shot in the chest. I guess you could blame the guy who got shot in the chest. Well, hey, man, you should have wore a bulletproof vest, right? I guess you could blame him. Or you could just blame the guy that shot him, right? And I'm not anti-gun, guys. I'm pro-Second Amendment. I'm just using this as an example of how powerful you are and how powerful your words are. And I'm trying to get back into this. You guys know I've been taking a break on this channel. I've been manifesting bad things by my thoughts. Because thoughts are things. Emotions are things. Emotions are a reflection of what you're thinking about. And your thoughts manifest into reality. The words you speak manifest into reality. And I've been so caught up with my other channel that I've been manifesting all this bad stuff. I've been having some bad things in my personal life happen. So just remember that, guys, especially the people that you love and care about. Don't just talk down to them. Don't be mean to them. Say bad things. These are the people you love. Remember, same team, right? It's important. So, there's just a lot of stuff out there. Remember, like a few years ago, everyone was saying, trust the science, trust the science. It's more manipulation, right? Like, when they say trust the science, what they really mean is trust whatever this guy on the news is telling you, right? Like, really trusting the science would be actually doing some research and reading articles and stuff from independent sources who are not biased, and then comparing those with the other ones. And the other ones are going to say, hey, you should do this, that, and the other thing because it's good for you. And then the other one might say, well, maybe you shouldn't do this because these are the risks and the benefit doesn't outweigh the risks, right? And that way you can make an informed, educated decision. Critical thinking, guys. Think for yourselves. That's part of what I'm talking about too. Use your third eye. The third eye is the pineal gland, or the pineal gland. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's a gland in the brain. It's responsible for critical thinking, your intuition, your higher self, your third eye. And, they don't want you to be capable of critical thinking, guys. They put fluoride in the water. which calcifies your pineal gland. So they started putting it in the water, I believe, in the United States in like the 30s in the prisons. And they're doing a test because they want to see how docile they could make you. And I guess maybe making the prisoners docile would be good for them. I don't think it's good for humanity. But then they started introducing it in the water after that. And most of Europe has banned fluoride in the water, guys. And if you check the cavity, I mean, this is all, just do your research. Don't take my word for it. And remember, don't just believe me. But if you check the cavities from like a country that's banned fluoride versus the United States, they're the same. There's no difference in cavities. I'm not saying fluoride's bad for your teeth because I haven't figured that out yet. I tried going without fluoride on my toothpaste and my teeth got really sensitive. So I still use fluoride toothpaste, but I don't ingest it. I spit it out and I rinse my mouth out really well. But it's toxic. It's a poison. When they put fluoride in the water, they're wearing hazmat suits. You shouldn't be ingesting it. And, you know, it's not just that. It's the food. It's all the poisons in the food. I mean, America has more foods that are banned in other countries than any other country. The FDA is not here to help you. Do you think that the fourth branch of government, the people that are pulling the strings way up top, do you think they're eating the food that they want us to eat? Do you think that they're drinking fluoridated water? No. So just remember that, guys. When they say trust the science, it doesn't mean just trust this guy on TV because he's got a suit and he's telling you something that you watch every night on Channel 7, right? Think for yourself, guys. And use your words wisely because they can manipulate you and get everyone to think that we're all going to be underwater when ice caps melt and smoking is really not that bad for you, maybe. Like, you know what I mean? Like anything. Anyone could believe any old thing just because someone said it, and they sound intelligent when they said it, so it might be true. So that's pretty much what I wanted to get across today is just to let you guys know that, you know, what you say is important and it manifests into reality. And the main focus of this channel is to be present. That's it. Boom. Be aware of your surroundings, guys. Remember that you're not your thoughts. You're the observer of your thoughts. People just think that they're their thoughts. I'm thinking all this stuff all day long, and that's who I am. I'm my personality, and I'm my thoughts. But really, there's something else, your consciousness, which is your soul. Soul is pure consciousness that's observing the thought. You should be noticing that you're the noticer of your thoughts. You're not your thoughts themselves. Okay? That's the main focus of this channel. And if you can do that, your life starts taking off for the better. And before I started the DMA channel, I started doing this and my life started changing. And then I got caught up and everything after the first year, and I've been kind of on this downward slope now. My channel's still growing and successful, but other things in areas of my life are starting to get bad because I'm not being present. That's it, guys. It's so simple. It's the main thing you could do in your life to make your life better. Because all being present is literally just meditating throughout the day. That's all it is. When you're meditating, and you should meditate every day, about 20 minutes, twice a day, you're just in the present moment. You're not thinking about things. You're shutting out all of your thoughts. You're in a nice, quiet, calm place. You're just being present. So that's what being present during the day is just meditating all day. So those are, the greatest things. That's true Zen spiritualism, which is what I teach on this channel. All that other stuff like balancing your chakras and tarot cards and crystals and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, that's good stuff. It's just metaphysical stuff, though. It's not true Zen spiritualism. All true Zen spiritualism is just being present and meditating. That's it. So that's the best advice I can give you. And I give you advice from my personal experience of me being Zen, me being present, and how my life has changed. And then when I stopped doing that, how my life's changed again, right? And just be aware of your thoughts, be aware of what you say to others, because you don't even realize how powerful you are, right? You'd be thinking of something, and then all of a sudden, the next day, a picture of them, the person you're thinking about, shows up in your Facebook memories or something, right? That's not just a coincidence, guys. You're starting to realize how powerful you are. And if you're that powerful, then how powerful are your words? Words have meaning. They are things that manifest into reality. So use them to uplift. Love and light. Be Zen. Right? So that's all I got on this one, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. And love and light. Peace.